All right, welcome everyone. This is the regular city council meeting for Monday, January 27th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll all stand up and say the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I have a roll call, please, Cheryl?
Matt Hardy,
Yeah.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Matt Peters.
Yes.
Number 4, approval of the agenda. Questions, comments, or anything there? If not, I will ask for a motion to approve as presented.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second? Second. And roll call, please.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Matt Hardy,
Yep. Number 5, we can skip. Number 6, consent agenda. Pretty cut and dry. Again, any questions, comments, concerns with anything on there?
Make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second?
Second.
And roll call, please.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Matt Hardy,
Yep.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Number 7, approve City of Preston reappointment of Cheryl Ganser to the Jackson County Economic Alliance Board, JCEA, term ending next December 31st. Actually, yeah, 2 years. December 31st, 2026. So, if you're good with it, we're good with it. I think it makes
Yeah,
makes sense.
pretty much automatically on there when you're city administrator, so.
Yep. Okay, sounds good to me. Can I have a motion to approve reappointment?
I'll make a motion to approve reappointing Cheryl Ganser to the Jackson County Economic Alliance Board, term ending 12/31/2026.
Second? Second. And roll call, please.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Matt Hardy.
Yep. Okay, number 8, discuss and consider approving the request of purchase of 2025 Dodge Durango police SUV. I think as you guys remember, the police committee met after the last council meeting. And we discussed pretty thoroughly kind of what our thoughts were, and I know Chad and Cheryl have been kind of working pretty diligently together as far as trying to work out a good path forward with this. I think everybody kind of understands where we're at with the Explorer. We're kind of limping it along, basically. And so it was going to happen, probably going to have to happen sooner or later. So I guess Chad, if you want to kind of fill us in on kind of what you and Cheryl kind of got worked out. So.
Well, you want Cheryl to discuss how that works? Or
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, whoever. I didn't know if she could, so.
Oh, I can try.
Oh, sorry guys, I haven't really coughed all day till now.
Take a minute if you have to.
I can give you a quick synopsis if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it.
So, we're wishing to purchase a new vehicle, and what the plan would be is to pay the amount of the vehicle upfront, the amount of $44,037, and then we would run the Ford until it's time to have it stripped out, and then Galena Dodge is willing to take that and trade for $3,500 when we're done with it. So they've really kind of extended us that. So what we'd like to do is borrow from the gas utility, pay that back, or to purchase, and then we pay it back with when we get the check for the trade that we're going to the gas utility, And then the capital improvement money that I budget for each year would just slide right in each budget year, back to the gas fund until that's completely paid back, starting July 1, I believe. So we'd have, about a fifth of it paid, right, starting this year yet. So, actually more than that. Yeah, about a fifth.
Like a 4-year payback.
4 or 5, whatever it takes, yeah. And then the upfit costs, to equip it, we're using as much equipment as we can. But some just isn't transferable, and it's just, it's 10 years old. If there's if the amount is less than what they estimated, we bring that back to the gas utility as well. So we're under. If we would go over, then we have some money in operating supplies to take care of that. I wouldn't think it would be much, but that's kind of the plan.
I put together this spreadsheet showing, since it wasn't budgeted for, we would go ahead and need to, number one, pass a resolution to do the interfund loan from the gas, laid out as we have it on the resolution. And the payback period looks like it would be a little over 5 years, depending on like final cost, like Chad said. So we would need to, first of all, pass a resolution to do the interfund loan, and then we would also need to pass a resolution to approve the unbudgeted transfers listed at 59,427. Set up a new expense account for the gas and expend it out of the PD capital, and then do the transfers needed to make that happen, so. And right away, we'd get the $3,500 and we would transfer that back into the gas as a down payment per se. So,
And we talked last meeting, how we're gonna pay for stuff and get loans and stuff. Now that all this is going forward, this makes way more sense to do it this way, paying ourselves back versus paying that interest, especially when, we're so tight anyway in the budget. And why would you do it if you're not? As long as we can swing it to do this, this just makes complete sense,
yeah, I don't know even why I didn't think of it till like the last minute at the last meeting, it's like, what are you doing in fund loan?
Yeah, why pay interest to somebody else when we can do it internally,
Yeah.
and do that. So thank you for working on that, Cheryl. You guys have worked very hard, and I think that's, I wanna make sure and say that, that it's been so transparent, this transition, going through talking about this. And you've been very good about research, Chad, thank you. You've been very proactive and communicating with us and stuff, and Cheryl sending stuff out, and you two working together. It's been neat to watch the process and how it all happened. So I wanna say thank you for that, because it sure helps, I think, I shouldn't say win us over, it helps us make great decisions when we have time to think about it, and we know we're getting all the information we need, and we can process it and look at it and have conversations, and end up here tonight, we can make good decisions accordingly, And also, just so, everybody watching too knows that, the car, it seems like we're getting one bang, bang, but the whole plan was, when we hired Chad, was to, we're gonna go back to the one officer type of thing. Again, we were gonna just, get small, and that's exactly what we did, to get ourselves back on our feet again, get a good program going, and that Explorer would've lasted, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, depending on how much use it had. Well, and we have a very proactive chief, and he has desires and dreams out there, and we got the school resource officer there, we got Miles back, and we grew a lot faster than we anticipated again, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want to do, is be involved in our community and stuff like that, and so thank you for that, Chad. But that being said, with another full-time officer and stuff, that car's full-time use in it. So, it's not that we got ourselves behind the gun, things just happened quicker than we anticipated.
Yeah, the goal was to hopefully try and, prolong it as long as possible, but circumstances are what they are. I think too, talking about the interfund loan, I think that's something that, at least in the previous council, and as kind of as long as I've been on, we tried to avoid that. You know, I know that was kind of a practice, you know, years ago, and I think we tried to avoid that as much as possible, but, you know, like I said, circumstances are what they are, and it's kind of it's a needed thing right now, and so, you know, we gotta look at all options, and I think it probably makes the most sense for what, you know, what we need to do right now, so.
And we have to be careful, we can't take too much out of gas, but like we talked
Just
about,
gonna ask
if something would happen, we go get the loan that we need to do for Chad's car.
Right,
You know,
Right.
Chad pays the money back and away we go.
Right. right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, and there's nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. But yeah, like I said, circumstances are kind of how they are, and yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like we're just looking to upgrade, we have a car that is not gonna make it, we don't have a
Yeah.
choice.
Right, it's 10 years old at this point for that type of vehicle, I mean, that's
Yeah,
ancient.
it's not like it doesn't get daily use.
Right.
So, and we tried, we took it and we had it, the exhaust, we temporarily fixed it, it's still holding,
I think so.
you know, so to get us by, so it's, we got this, it's safe again,
Gas coming inside.
you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets back up, well, 6 to 8 weeks, whatever this takes, if we pass it, you know?
Yeah.
One thing I was strictly just curious on the reason for a Durango.
They're just the cheaper, police vehicle out there right now, between, you know, cause you used to have a lot more options, you know, with Impalas, Crown Vics, out there, you know, they got rid of the sedans and everything's an SUV or truck nowadays, and the Durango's just way under.
Yeah, I was just
the
curious.
Tahoe and, yeah, so.
I mean, practicality, and we talked about that last meeting. Truck, Tahoe, Durango, you know, we kind of weighed all those options, and Chad likes the one that he's got now, so,
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
works, it fits well.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
V6 yet, so it's not hard on gas.
Yeah. So, okay, anybody have any other questions or
So if,
any other discussion?
Chad, if it is to pass and move forward, what is your anticipation again as far as having it operational and up and running?
We're talking to the upfitter, we have a tentative appointment for middle to late March. So once they get it in the bay, it takes about 7 days to have it and then be ready to go. So
What's our plan for a second vehicle during that time? Or are we gonna need it, or,
we might be down to one for maybe a week or so.
gotcha?
Yeah, I wouldn't think much more than a week, hopefully.
So we would purchase the Durango from the dealership, and it would sit until we can get in and get work done. Is that, you just stay over there, or what do you do with it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if we went on to a class or out of town or something, or court, you know,
Yeah.
maybe use it.
Not till it's set up.
I think before we had this one set up, I think I went to a class on my whole line, and that was about it, you know, just to run it every now and then, so. Till it gets, you know, outfitted, and ready to go.
Sure.
Okay. Any other discussion needed on that, or everybody feel pretty good about it?
Yeah, I mean, the only doubt I have is just, you know, we brought it up last time, is just the Durango again, you know, we only had this one a year, that's the right vehicle, but I feel more confident with Chad checking into state patrol having it and things like that, you know. It's just, again, you hate to put all your eggs in one basket on one thing that's not proven, but again, it's the most reasonable vehicle, it fits what Chad wants well, and, you know, it's available.
Yeah, well,
Right,
that's the
yeah,
other
that's
part.
the big thing.
That's the other part of it, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he reached out to me today and just asked what the plan, because he's been holding on to it, and I said, well, I'll have you answer tonight. So, and then they're like, yeah, no problem, so they've been really good to work with,
Good.
so.
Yeah. Okay, unless there's any other discussion needed, I will ask for a motion to approve the purchase of the 2025 Dodge Durango.
So we approving that or the transfer loans first, what do we got, just the purchase?
It's like
Yeah,
on the
just
agenda, it's
just
make a motion to approve the purchase of the 2025 Durango for the police department.
Second. Roll call, please.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Matt Charlie.
Yes. Number 9, resolution 2024-18, discuss and consider approval to make interfund loan from the gas fund proceeds to police department for the purpose of purchasing a new squad car. So again, I will ask for a motion for that resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve, or resolution 2024-18, to approve making an interfund loan from the gas fund proceeds to police department for the purpose of purchasing a new squad car.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Matt Charlie.
Yes. Okay, number 10, resolution 2024-19, discuss and consider approval authorizing unbudgeted transfers and interfund loan payments.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-19, authorizing on-budget transfers and interfund loan repayments as required.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Charlie,
Yes.
Dylan Meyer.
Yes.
Number 11, update on reselling lot by property owner on West Street. This was one we kind of tabled from last meeting. We were waiting on some more information on our end. And so Cheryl can kind of fill us in on what we kind of figured out there.
Yeah, we were waiting to get a hold of the executed purchase agreement when it was sold, and we have that, and it was sent to the lawyer. And as it states in section 2 of the purchase agreement, that the construction of a residential dwelling, the buyer shall commence excavation for the purpose of building a residential dwelling on private within 3 years of the date. And since that is now recorded and approved, that by that terms, it binds the successors. So who would ever possibly purchase it, it means they would be subject to the same requirements as the initial purchase agreement. So we have told both parties that that was our decision and that's the direction we were told, and they're both okay with it, so.
Just to clear up muddy water later, it's 3 years before they start excavation, but so if they wait and sell it on 2.5 years, does the new buyer get a new 3-year?
That's a part of it that's hard to enforce. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
gotcha.
Going through a lawyer or whatever.
At this point, it just has to stay residential. is
Yeah,
what
just
we're-
as long as he
Yeah.
is, if he has a right to sell it and.
Gotcha.
you know.
Okay.
Good question, though. It's kind of hard to get that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a gray area. I mean, I guess I would think it would probably transfer on to the next buyer,
The next person.
the 3 years to start.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
We got that time.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, like Cheryl said, all parties have been informed, and so they are aware. So. Okay, is any other discussion needed on that? Everybody's kind of filled in on that, so. Okay, let's jump to number 12, discussion on cell phone reimbursement options. Again, this was another one we kind of tabled from last meeting. We had good discussion on this, but I think we probably wanted a little bit more information and time to think about it, so I guess I'll open it up to discussion, kind of everybody's feelings again on that, or if anybody has changed their mind from kind of where they were at last meeting, so.
I did do a little research to make sure, you know, compared to what other cities do, and it is required to have it go through payroll, so taxes would come out of it as paid income, but it wouldn't be, no IFRS would, it's not IFRS qualified, so. So basically, if you award 25 a month, take the 10% out of there, they bring home 2250. Just a few dollar amounts to kind of look at what the difference would be, and I did prepare a resolution. If you decide to go with one of those dollar amounts, I can change the amount to that. And doesn't have, you know, then you can decide an effective date too.
Anybody know how much it costs per month for insurance?
I looked at mine before the meeting, and right now, we're paying, in pretty new phones, it's $15 a month per month.
So the 2250 take home would be more than enough to cover somebody's insurance on their phone.
You can probably get by with 20 or whatever.
That's what I was
Because
thinking.
I live too, and told ours if we buy a new phone, it's $14.99 for the
That's- yeah, that's exactly
ultimate plan, so.
Yeah.
Fact that I didn't see any of that in here, so that's why I looked it up myself too, but
Yep.
I would
so
say
it sounds
what-
like it's $15 a month.
Roughly, yeah, 15 to 20.
To me, as long as it covers their insurance on it, they're gonna get a new phone then covered. And it's their choice whether they apply that to getting insurance or their phone plan.
Right.
Correct.
That's just my
But I
opinion.
think the way to do it, if we wanted to do it, is to say, you know, the good way to say it is we're offering this so you can have insurance on your phone, so if you have a hiccup like that last person, it doesn't cost you out of your pocket. to
Right.
cover it,
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
Not necessarily a raise, but hey,
Yeah, we're not
we
looking to pay.
understand that you're using it
Yeah.
So you're
for,
not, yeah, you're not handicapped by damaging your phone.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the problem, someone damages one and then they feel that they can't afford it, and it's like, well, they get hold of my wife at any, well then how do we get hold of them on the job?
Yeah, yeah, because I think in that position, I mean, for all the guys, I mean, I think there's a higher chance of damage to a phone, just by the nature of the work they do normally.
But it seems like, you know, $20 a month would easily cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it, you know, something to just cover their own costs a little bit. Not necessarily raise it. Okay, what's everybody's, is everybody on board, not on board? I guess where's everybody stand with doing something like this?
I mean, I'm good with it.
Yeah, good with like 20 a month.
Yeah, I would say most of the use is personal use. I mean, I don't think we should have to cover all of it, but if we can cover a damaged phone, I think that's the idea.
Right.
And I get I understand where everybody's after, but I mean, I kind of spoke my opinion last time, and I'm still on board with that. I think there's a lot of people in the community that don't have to use their cell phones, and I've talked to some people, and, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I'm still not in favor of it.
Robert, what was JT's opinion last?
I think he was on board with it,
I'm pretty sure he was.
Brandon, from what I remember. I think he was the one who kind of wanted, more options on it, I think is kind of how he looked at it. Okay. Well, I guess if there's no other discussion needed on it, ask for a motion.
So I would change the resolution from I just threw $30 in there. We can, amend the resolution, make it $20 if we want.
Yeah, if that's how the motion is stated, then that's kind of how I was gonna go with it.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2024-20 to approve a cell phone reimbursement at $20 a month for full-time utility employees.
Second?
Second. And roll call, please.
Dylan Meyer,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
No.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Matt Jardy.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2024-20, discuss and consider approval setting a cell phone reimbursement rate
Oh,
for.
I think we just skipped
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's fine.
yep, so we can skip that one. on to other business, ordinance enforcement update procedures, anything new on that, Chad?
I'm in the process of drafting a letter to Driscoll down the street for the roof, so they didn't get it done yet, but I'll have it done by this week, so I can get it out.
Walking by the other day when it was windy and blowing, but there was a lot of stuff flying in the
I
air.
was hoping to make it home today by the time I got home, the wind died down, I could shoot.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see it, I took a video of that one day.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it's.
Well, when there's, a quarter of the sheets missing, something going on.
Yeah.
Right, it's, like I said, it's only a matter of time before that flies
Yeah, I
off.
never really thought about that, I mean, gee, I used to walk to school right past that every day,
Yeah, I mean, you can see sheets on the ground right now, and they're just getting closer and closer to the road.
We have a phone number on file too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Speaking of
there's one
that,
on their account, but I think it's hers, but.
I believe it's a Driscoll. I had somebody ask me about the house across from the locker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's never
Probably the
the
same one.
big White House.
Oh, yeah.
next to,
Same owner.
Next.
Oh, same.
next to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's never really been anything we've really pressed on, real hard. I don't, to me, there's nothing nuisance there. I mean, I think
Just unfinished.
it's just unfinished. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing.
It's
But,
not like it's dilapidated.
no, it's not. I mean, it's not falling apart. So I guess, like I said, I just had somebody ask me about it a week ago. It just got me thinking, the Driscoll. But I guess I don't have any issue with it sitting the way it is. I mean, it's not
It'd
hurting.
be nice to have something done with it.
It would be
It's a
nice,
shame
but
that it's sitting like that.
it is a
It'd be
shame.
an awesome house.
Yeah.
but it's
Sitting
not like
empty,
it's-
yeah, it is a shame. I know
It's not
it's
like the yard isn't kept up. It's
right,
not like it's
right. I
full.
just, yeah, I don't think there's anything we can really,
It's too bad, but
nail
still.
on. Yeah, it is a shame, but, okay. Like I said, it's never really been
A huge issue for us, so, we'll just kinda
let it roll, I guess. Okay, you got anything else, Chad? No? Okay. Utility department, updates, inspection report.
I put together a few of the updates for the departments. We're still waiting for that, proposal that Amanda was gonna do for the RFP for the grant. She hasn't gotten that to us yet for approval, so we're waiting on that. And I think we've had like 3 to 4 water main breaks the last couple weeks.
Yeah, hasn't been a good couple weeks.
Yeah,
'Tis the season.
Yeah.
luckily one of them was in the grassy area where they didn't need a jackhammer, but, most of the time it's calling somebody out on the weekend.
It's cutting up the street.
Below zero temp,
Right.
you're relying on somebody to help you get the job done, basically, without that.
So, let me ask you that. I know we're gonna get to budget stuff after this, but, I mean, is that a conversation with the city guys to where, I know we've talked about a skid loader in the past. Would that be something we could do, not have to do our, bug somebody else to come in on a weekend,
Yeah.
would that really help?
Yeah, we will get into that, but that was all the utility workers' number one goal for goal setting. And, figured out a way to budget for it. Get a good new used one for 60,000, split it between the 5, probably not garbage, because garbage
Right.
doesn't really need a skid loader,
Right.
but the streets and the other 4 utilities. And we could do it for like $12,000 out of each department.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll get to that when.
Yeah, and that's,
There's things we can do too until we can get that process, we can rent, it's hard to rent sometimes, you can rent an air compressor. We have the jackhammer and everything too, maybe Tom Hire, we go to Tom Hire, rent an air compressor from him, so we don't have to go with somebody with a skid loader back.
Yeah.
We just get an air compressor, like we have a motor,
Yeah.
so it's an option.
Yeah. Okay, sorry to sidetrack, Cheryl.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we still haven't gotten any further on the sewer backup claim. We did get a bill from the person from Marburger, but no other claims. We're not really even sure if there's a liability claim there. We did turn in the insurance just so they're heads up, we know about it.
So did we have to hire East Iowa Plumbing for stuff on our side, or the homeowner hired them?
The homeowner contacted them, but then when it was determined that the backup was right at the T,
Yeah.
you know, and Tim's like, well, you know, the bill wasn't that much for him to fix it. He just said, I think we should go ahead and pay for it and see what happens of it. And then if Mertens has come back with some damages, if it becomes enough to make an insurance claim, we would pursue that route. It's hard to determine the liability. There's not really good pictures or, you know,
But then just, you know, who's, you know, if we pay for something that might have been our fault too, does that to say that we're liable? So I'm just turning to a lawyer.
I haven't paid it yet.
Okay, don't talk me through, that's what we have.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna pay
That's
for
why we have
it.
insurance.
By paying
Right.
for
We
accepting
know.
that.
Right.
Ex-
it's our
And
fault.
Brandon
Exactly.
knows that.
You know,
Right.
So, Eric went to a 2-day gas technical workshop. He said he got a lot out of it, met a lot of people, got some heads up on some new things, so
Good.
said it was well worth it.
Good.
And Jason's been continuing doing oil changes and repairs to Tim's truck. And we did get estimates on the backhoe from Kunow, so you probably know more about that than I do.
yep, so I can, and I have a sheet of paper in my truck, and then I walked up there because it was decent out, but, so the backhoe one's in here,
Yeah,
and it was what, 312640. So, let me look here from Mike, Eric. So that's replacing the, I think it was the oil pan gasket. Does it say on it?
The oil pan gasket,
Shuttle
like 6 hoses.
Yeah.
Bucket cylinder hose.
So, you know, you look at everything, it's not, prices aren't too bad until you get the labor, but you have to drop the engine and everything to be able to do the gasket, you know, and so it's a lot of labor involved in it. The machine itself is a 2000, let me find my text from there. Bear with me. It's a 2003, so it's 22 years old, with only $3,200 on it. You know, so we put $3,000, $3,200 into fixing hoses and an oil pan gaskets, which just didn't happen. I mean, some of this stuff has happened over time, it just hasn't been prepared. You know, we talked about our maintenance, you know, we're getting better at it, so, it's not like this is gonna happen that often, you know. But it's something when you see those seeping and stuff, and we need to get on it, because if you're out there fixing a water main break and it's 10 below, last thing you wanna do is
Yeah, we'll
blow a hose. So let's be proactive on things like this, you know.
Yep.
The tires, I don't have it, do you have the tire one, Cheryl?
That's in a previous email.
I don't have it in this.
That was like, don't hold me to this, but it was like,
Jason just.
the
has
whole
a-
thing was like $5,500 if we did tires and the oil leaks with Kunos. So it'd be front tires, it needs front tires, and it needs rear tires. So the front tires, the guys are comfortable, they can put on themselves. The back tires, they are too, but I think it was $300, Ole's will do it, and $300 is a lot cheaper than a back or something like that. We don't have the proper tools to do it, so my thought would be let Ole's do the back tires if we wanna tackle the front. You know, that'd be great, no problem. But it needs tires, the tires are bald, I mean, that's one reason we slid into the shed and caused damage to the shed. So if we were proactive, we could've paid for the tires, you know? So I think it's with the $3,200 on it, it's 22 years old, the guys are confident it's a good machine yet. We could go out and buy something for $40,000 and be in worse shape than what we have. I think that we know what we have, we fixed the items that are bad on it, and it'll last us years to come, and everybody agrees with that. So we wanted to bring it, you know, to get everybody's thoughts, because we're going to be being open and transparent, but there are things that have to be done, and it's a lot cheaper to put money into this machine than to try to replace this machine. You could have a worse machine than what we already have. So, you know, if everybody's good with it, we'd like to move forward with it and get these things done and make sure it's in good condition again for those 5 below, and, you know, time doesn't have to have it out working for it, needs to be in a good operational condition, so. Anybody got any questions on any of that, or?
Did you need to have the total list of what was estimated done, all the repairs, or was there some things that could maybe wait till next budget, or?
I think all
Okay.
this, yeah, it's just, it's hoses and the oil pan gasket from Kunos. I would do all those, because you're gonna have your labor is there anyway. And then the tires, I would. We could, I would do the front tires if we needed to wait on the back tires, I guess, till budget, you tell us, but I think it'd be proactive to get it done, would be better.
Obviously, we need the front tires, we have to do those.
And it's right at $5,500 and $5,600 for both.
Not cheaper than- Did we approve the tires? I remember that in the meeting, I don't think we ever approved it.
No, we didn't.
We wanted to do an inspection first.
We wanted to make sure that the rest of it was worth putting the money into before we.
We knew there was an oil leak.
And so they went through everything and inspected everything, and this is all they could find out.
Pins and bushings and everything are good in it, and, yeah, this is the only things they could find wrong with it.
So can we just do a, resolution to fix all this and get the tires forward, or do we need something different?
I think it's maintenance, we can just
Yeah.
get the go-ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the right one or not. I got a sheet. Was it written on just a piece of paper? Okay, so this is right then. So the fronts, well,
I don't know if
it's giving me options, so that's not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's, I've seen that one, I don't know if that was the right one.
It's pretty close. Okay, here it is, Tyler, January 14th. The front tires the city can put on for $305 each, that's what, $610? The rears are $475 each. And it would cost $300 total for the way to put them on. So what's that?
1860.
What is it?
1860.
1860 plus 3126.
$49.86, $5,000.
$5,000.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, we should be in good shape after that.
And yeah, we would probably split that out between streets. Gas uses tobacco a lot, water uses it a lot. So, we can split that cost among
Yeah.
other departments to make it work.
And with it being winter, the tires are really need to be done,
Yeah.
Sure, they're gonna use it then, so. Yeah. And then we'll have a machine that's in,
We just have the one backhoe, right?
we have the one backhoe and then we have the tractor, case tractor, yeah.
In my head, I was thinking of the tractor, I'm like, man, that does not seem like that's a 2005, but that makes sense. I was thinking of the tractor, not the backhoe.
But it's a New Holland.
Yep.
So my recommendation would be we get it all done and get it in good shape.
I would agree.
And we have a good backhoe, reliable machine.
Yeah. Okay, everybody good with that?
I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead then.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, is there anything else? Do you have anything else, Cheryl?
I did want to bring up, let's see, real quick here. I think this can be part of our budgets work session too, but, the goals that we had, I brought up earlier that, our number one priority for budgetary goals for short term would be replace technology for our copiers. We did get an updated quote from Access Business, and we could lease one for the first year at $137.43 a month, split among the 5 utilities. It'd be basically $25 a month for each of them, for a total cost of $16.50. So, what I would like to possibly get your blessing is to go ahead. It wouldn't commit us to purchasing it or going through this until budget year, but we can lock in the price now if I just send the contract back to them. At no, it doesn't commit us to anything, it just locks in the price.
So if we leased it, would that include like once or twice a year, like a preventative maintenance, and then like toner or anything like that, or is it
Yeah, that was
just?
gonna be my question too.
sure it won't cover paper, but like
Right.
toner and any of those other consumables.
I would think we'd have something like that, you know?
Yeah, I would think it would have at least. a little bit of balance.
Yeah.
The bundle payment includes all parts, labor, toner, service calls, and admin fees.
Okay.
Up to $2,000 black and white pages, and 500 color, I think it was. Yeah. Guaranteed 4-hour response time, quarterly account reconciliations and reviews, so. The outright purchase price of the machine would be $4,273 plus monthly service fee of $51, so. But this would be starting July 1. But, to lock in that price before anything else goes up, it would,
How long do they expect the printer to last, have they said?
well, he gave me an estimate, like by year 4, might wanna take a look and,
Okay.
cause that's when, he said, recommended upgrading at year 4, cause the costs typically go down at that point, so. I don't know, so,
And how old is the current unit roughly?
old.
Yeah, more than 4 years.
More.
So I'm saying though, like to buy the printer, you're at 4,000, to rent it for 4 years, you're at, you know, a whole lot more, and then you got no money in repairs or anything, or
Yeah,
your
and
toner and all that
maintenance.
stuff, so.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of
Toner's
sense. I know at
expensive.
work, we've switched to leasing them, and if you run out of toner, that's in the mail like the next
Right.
day or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Makes
call
sense.
somebody.
Yeah, and they're there within,
Probably a pain
Tax
in
will be
the ass.
getting low.
no, I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm saying for 4 years,
Yeah,
I'm like,
usually
yeah, you
they'll-
probably,
Preston location's tied to it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
usually they'll leave you with an extra one, and then once you use that, they'll just bring you one next time they're around.
Yeah. So, if you don't mind, I'll lock in the price, so we don't have to go with it when that comes, but,
I think it'll keep us
Makes sense.
more recent on the printers too, and obviously we haven't done it in how long, so.
oh, yeah.
We buy it and, you know, all of a sudden we're.
Can't even get
we're
anything for
15
it.
years on the road again, it's like,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's all I have for this meeting.
Okay. All right, does anybody else have any other business? Okay, if not, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
And roll call, please.
Matt Charity?
Yep.
Adam Ryder?
Yes.
Matt Peterson?
Yes.
Bill Meyer?
Yes.
Hey, happy birthday, Chad.
Yep,
Happy
happy birthday.
Wants the same?
Free cake?
Catering treats?